What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Late edition, later than I anticipated, for Cleveland Terry Show, aka Tech Thursday. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm good. I'm good. Where's my ring? Let me put my ring on. I just there we go. I don't know what I just did. I was preparing for this weekend. Actually, we're lighter this weekend. If anybody does any type of like religious events, especially Jewish religious events, the Passover Easter month is always tough because everybody tries to schedule around the holiday, especially for Passover. Passover is actually coming at a good time for me. It's actually a good time for me because I have, you guys know that I've been on this fitness kick, but the one thing over the last, I don't know, maybe month, I have been really hitting the candy hard. There's no easy way to say it, so I'm just going to say it. I've just been eating a lot of junk food, and it started off easy. I'll just have a piece, another piece. Let's just get a bag. All the Easter candy came out. Yo, the new Easter candy dropped. You know what I mean? Like, I just started eating it. Started with a couple of nibbles. Then it was a handful. Then it was a bowl full. Then I'm eating them in the middle of the night. Like, so needless to say, I'm more disappointed with myself than anything else. Because physically, physically, I'm fine. No, I'm not as ripped as I was a couple months ago. Sorry, guys, just clearing the throat. I'm not as ripped as I was a couple of months ago, but I can get back there. Because in case anybody did not know, I work out 3 to 4 times a week. But that's not how you really stay in shape. Physically, I guess, muscularly, your skeleton wise, yes, you're adding muscle on. You're potentially getting stronger. But if you really want to lose weight, if you really want to like cut up those abs, you have to eat right. You got back fat, you need to eat right. Like, there's nothing that you can do, in my opinion, with regards to losing like the midsection, from the front to the back. There's nothing you can do but eat right. If you eat right, your midsection will just start to just fall off. That's it. Like, in all honesty, like, don't get me wrong. I see muscles. I see definition. I see all those things like chest and, arms and all that. But that ab section where everybody has the dad bod, that's good eating. That's it. Bottom line, that's good eating. That's cutting down tremendously on alcohol consumption. It's all in your stomach and in your back. So if you want that to go away, stop eating the bad stuff. That's it. I wish it was harder. You know what I mean? Like, I wish there was like, well, you got to go through this and you got to go through the wormhole and, pull down on, like, no, just don't eat shitty. That's it. That is it. But food tastes good. And I'm not even an eater. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not an eater. My wife is an eater. She loves to eat. And she's not like a big girl or anything like that, but she's an eater. She enjoys good food. She enjoys her candy. She enjoys her treats. And so when she goes to the store and she buys a bag of M&Ms, or she buys some super fresh Reese's peanut butter cups. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Have discipline? Sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. So for me, discipline is just like, get it out of my face. Get it out of my face. That's my discipline. If it's in my face, I'm going to eat it. I know who I am. I don't need to lie to you. If it's in my face, I will eat it. It's a good thing Pablo's not here right now, because Pablo would make the worst joke out of that. Drew Slim says, Drew Sim, I always say Drew Slim every time, says, it's hard when you're on vacation. I ate everything on our trip to Japan, then had to lock down when I came back last week. 100%. 100%. It's all the good food. It's all the drinking. Okay, so I have made it a point, for the most part, every so often I do, but I've made it a point to not really buy alcohol for the home. I told you guys this. For me, that means I go an entire week, sometimes 6, 7, sometimes 2 weeks without consuming any alcohol. Now, if I go out, like I'm at the club with the friends or we're at a lounge or something like that, yeah, I'm going to have a drink or two. But that's a drink or two for the entire week. Like, that's fine. But if it's in my house, I will consume it. You just have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. I'm disciplined to the extreme. So for me, if my discipline is, I won't eat it at all. That's my discipline. That's about as far as my discipline will allow me to go. I just won't eat it. If I don't eat it, I don't want it. Or at least I always want it. At least I don't care about it. That makes sense. So, anyway, but here's the funny thing about consumption and about your discipline and about your workout, your work ethic, and your ethics in general. Okay. This is what I've learned over the past. I started this in, I want to say October, 2 months straight, completely clean. Dropped 25 pounds. Went a little unclean, maintained. So I guess this is what I'm saying. The hardest part of losing weight is the maintenance part of it, because everybody teaches you what happens if you consume a lot, or what happens if you stop eating all the crap. Everybody tells you that. And they tell you that, oh, you can lose this and this, and you can have this. Cool. Then once you hit your goal, then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't really train you on the maintenance part of it. Everybody's like, oh, well, you just got to kind of feel it out and see, if you gain 2 pounds, you got to take something away. If you lose, you get what I'm saying? That's the hardest part. Now, on the flip side, this is the one thing I will tell everybody. Okay. Because I struggle with this. Honestly, I struggle with this. Once I hit my goal weight, you no longer have to do a deficit. Okay. No calorie deficit anymore. Right. And your maintenance calories can be much higher, especially if you're exercising. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I went on a binge. Like, I was eating everything for like 2-3 weeks, just off and on. And I put on like 2 pounds. So what I'm saying to you is there's a statement that goes around, and it's like, look, however long it took you to get to that weight, it's going to take you just as long to get down. Now, look, that might be a little bit off because like I said, if you really get on a strict regimen, you can lose it faster than gaining it, I would say. But what I'm trying to say is I gain the weight and then literally I'm like, okay, I'm just going to eat right for the next 5 days. I'm going to eat right for the next, week. And I'm back to normal. So once you get to your target weight, your goal weight, you just have to be regular. You have to be regular. You get what I'm saying? Like you're staying consistent, but you're just being regular. If you be regular, you won't gain any weight. You're not going to lose any weight. You're going to be exactly where you need to be. And that part is the hardest part. Going, I'm good. This is where I should be. That's the hardest part. There's a window for me. There's a literal window for me. So at the moment, I weigh 173, 174. I have a window, okay, of, give or take 168 to 175, anywhere in there. And I feel great. I look great for the most part. Like, I think that 170 mark is like my sweet spot, in all honesty. But if I go below 168, I look emaciated. I look like, oh, are you sick? Something wrong? So like, I have a very small window between like 168 and 172 that I need to stay at. That 4 pound difference, you're going up and down. You have some gluten, you shoot up, 4 pounds, but it's not really real. It's just swelling and bloating. So anyway, that's my hardest part. That is my hardest part. But like, it's just different when you're at the number you want to be at. Like you don't really, like you can feel guilty, but you don't really need to be guilty because you did all the work to get you where you needed to be. Now you're just staying, responsible. Don't do too much as far as like what you're eating. And if you are, you have to adjust for it. Like if I eat a whole bunch of crap over the weekend, I can just cut everything down on Monday to half the calories. All that stuff I ate doesn't even matter anymore. You get what I'm saying? It's all balance. Keith just says my window is 180 to 195. Any more than 195, my back says boo. Yeah, I mean, and that's my thing. Like, it's the back. When I was at 170, and I noticed it immediately because the day before, I think I hit like, your weight adjusts all the time. What you're eating, what you're consuming. I have lots of food allergies. So like if I eat gluten, like it will show. I could have been 170. And if I have gluten, it will knock me up to 175 like that. But it's not real. It's swelling. It's bloating. So after like 3-4 days, basically gluten and alcohol. And people are like, I didn't come here for this, guys. Look, gluten and alcohol give off the same time frame between consumption, swelling, and dissipating. Same. It's the same. It takes, give or take, 3 to 4 days to clear out of your system. So that's like my encouragement. Like I'll weigh myself, I'm like, oh my God, I'm 5 pounds heavier. Then I'll start eating right. And then like by the 3rd day, all of a sudden I'm like, I've dropped 4 pounds. It's just bloating. It's gluten. It's your body trying to clear it out. So I try not to think about it too much. But I'm supposed to be going to Puerto Rico in June. I can't have that. I got to be clear. So what is it? March 26th? April, Passover starts. It actually starts next week. During Passover, you don't consume any type of breads, carbs. Technically, you can eat potatoes. Technically, you can have rice, depending on what region you are as a Jew. And, but like all the breads and stuff, anything that rises, you can't eat. It's a full week. That's a nice little refresher for me. And we'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, we're there. You get what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard for your brain to like recognize that you're good. Just you're good. It's just amazing to me how much I would go to the gym, and then let's say I didn't get a chance to go to the gym as much. I went 3 days or 2 days. And but I just ate right. Everything's good. Keith says you got to be 160 for Puerto Rico. That way, when you get back, you'll be 175 with all the eating. So, fun fact: I'm going to be gone. I go to Puerto Rico, I think June 11th. It's either June 11th or June 10th. It's the Thursday of the weekend of the 12th. So, the 10th. So I go on the 10th. I'm only there until either Sunday or Monday. I haven't worked that part out yet. It's my partner's 50th. Not my business partner. I hate when I have to like clarify that. Anyway, so we're going to Puerto Rico. But right after that, I don't even fly home. I fly into San Diego because my kid has her national dance convention, which starts on that Friday. So I'm going to miss, 3 or 4 days of it, but it's a 10-day thing. So I don't even care anymore. And there's nothing to do at the all-inclusive hotel but eat and drink some more. So I probably have to get down to like 1:30. Somewhere around there. Did you guys ever see that? What was that movie? The Machinist, where Batman, Chris, what is it? What is his name? Something with a C. Anyway, I have to be that way. That's life. That is life. I'm just hoping, Christian Bale, thank you, Drew. I am just hoping that I was actually a little shocked. Now, I've always been physically active, physically fit. I played sports all through high school, college, did triathlons through my 20s into my 30s. And I didn't really just stop until the business got really, really busy. And so in my 40s, I would, everybody does the same thing. It's like March, April. All right, let's get back into summer body. And you don't actually get back into summer body if you start in March or February. You still haven't created your discipline, so there's all of that too. But I would go off and on, never consistently. Like I've been going again, remember, sometimes I get busy, sometimes I got work, sometimes I'm out of town, but I'm always like trying to do some form of exercise daily. But it's weird how you have to wait for your 50s to do that. It's weird. So my biggest concern about being in my 50s, 51, to be honest, to be factual, is when your metabolism is really going to screw you. When's it going to change? So that's always my biggest fear, because I was a little worried when I started, at 50, like, okay, let's get back to like where I was before. And I was a little worried then, but my body has been really, really responsive. I think I have really good muscle memory. Fortunately, I think it's one of the, I'm not saying that this is all people. I'm not dismissing other people. I'm just saying that I have, fortunately, really good genes. And a lot of that I attribute to being black. I'm just saying, like, not like, oh, white person can't do it or Hispanic. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. You absolutely can. But I've always had really good genes, and fortunately, I don't have any. I don't have any wrinkles. I don't have any wrinkles. Like that, that's a little weird to me. I'd expect to have more wrinkles, but I don't have any wrinkles. So I have good genes. Now, if I just knew who my real father was, maybe I'd have something to bounce it off of, but I don't. So I only have my mom to go off of. And my mom she's 75. And she still looks young as hell too. Barely has any wrinkles. Her wrinkles are from her laughing. She has laugh lines. Now, because I hate everything, I won't have laugh lines. So we all win. We all win. I always laugh at the black don't crack line because I agree. But I also think black don't crack, but it breaks real easily. Like we got too many other things. Like we're like that porcelain vase. You're right. We look real good and smooth and silky. But if you drop that vase, that's hypertension. That's police violence. That is just stress. That is bad eating. That's everything. So in that beautiful, beautiful vase, there's clogged arteries and hypertension and just ridiculous amounts of stress. So we just look really good when we're dead. And ashy. You saying I'm ashy? Is that what you're saying? Do I look ashy? Hey, what's up with my microphone? Come on. There we go. They tried to put a beauty blur on me just now. You see that? Talk about my looks. They're like, oh, you need a blur. Let me give you a blur over here now. Here, there you go. Let's blur you out. Ah, much better. See how good you look now? No wrinkles at all. Anyway, so we do have a shorter show today. It's relatively short. I mean, if you really think about it, an hour and a half is still pretty long. So I appreciate everybody for coming by later in the afternoon to do this. It's always better. Sometimes I just had to get some things done for work. I have a really large light install this weekend. So I've been a little focused on that. And so I was just up late and look, life. Okay. I was actually up. I just didn't want to get out of bed. And it doesn't help that my dog, my new puppy, he's getting better, by the way. Like I'm up here. He did not crate it. They're just chilling in the crate by themselves, chilling. But I don't know if you guys have animals or not, but I'm going to say, if I'm like chilling in the bed, I'm on my phone, I'm looking at stuff, and then his name's Benny, by the way, short for Benito. Yes, that's exactly what it is. But if he hops up and then he just crawls into his little ball, like right in your armpit or like right at your stomach, you think I can get up? And he goes like this. You think I'm going to move? I'm not moving. He just did the breath. I can't move. So I stayed in bed with him and chilled. Okay. Sue me. I'm late for my free service. Jam Master D says, check your email when you get a minute. Is it Publishers Clearinghouse? Should I check my email now? I have another dog. I have two dogs. Jet. His name's Bonsai. So close enough, right? Close enough. See, now I gotta look at my email. Now you made me look at my email. I can't just sit there here and not. He's like, Cleveland Terry Bowens, you've been served. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Sorry, I'm sitting here with a lawn that looks like a forest because my gardener said he would be here yesterday or today, and he's still not here either way. And we have the most embarrassing house on the street. And what's worse is we're on the corner. So, like, legitimately, we are, everybody sees us as they drive up and down, up and down. They always see our house. I don't really care if the lawn is a little, out of whack. But like when you see like weed trees growing and not the good weed, it's embarrassing. Now my wife saw me. We need to change it. I'm calling it. I'm just like, why can't you just do your job? And I think that's real life right now. Like, why can't you just do your job? Is that so hard to just do what you say? Do what you say you'll do. It's very frustrating. You know what's more frustrating for me? We do a generally good job, okay? But what always has annoyed me is the standards first off that we set and the expectations to what it is that we do. But then I watch party planners and lighting companies and LED companies and walls and floors. And I watch them, and I'm generalizing, okay? But I watch them do mediocre jobs over and over again. But yet everybody's up our ass like, hey, you need to do this. And hey, you need to do that. And what about this? And I'm like, we got this. Well, I need to be sure. And blah, 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 blah. What I'm saying is like, they all do mediocre jobs, but we're the ones with the pressure. It's always been interesting to me. There's so much mediocrity in the world, but yet the world also expects you to be perfect. But why do you need to be perfect when nobody else is? Like it's a point of pride for us, which is why we do what we do. But most people, if given the option, will choose mediocrity every time. Every time they don't feel like they're getting paid enough, they silent quit. Somebody's giving them attitude. Okay, I'm not going to go above and beyond for you. It's just, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. And I wish I had an answer for you. I'm more venting than anything. I mean, because don't get me wrong. Sometimes I think that us as DJs, our standards have absolutely nothing to do with what a client expects. My partner's always trying to get me to rent out stuff that I personally own. We put too much on ourselves, but also with what other DJs think. We're kind of like women and people. Sexist. No, I'm saying that having sisters growing up, having daughters and a wife while being married, what I have noticed is, in general, women care too much about what other women think. It has nothing to do with the guy. It's what other women think. So, and I feel like that's the same way we are as DJs. Oh, I can't post this picture. They're going to see this one little dangling cord right here. I can't post this picture. I have white tape when I should have had black tape. I can't post this picture. So-and-so over here, the dance floor is not 145% full. That is a joke, by the way. I just feel like we are at a point, and maybe that's why I try not to. I get more annoyed than I do like caring about it. I go on these chats and I go on these forums, and everybody's doing the same thing. They're just complaining. Even the forums that help people, the majority of people are just complaining. My favorite ones, as of lately, my favorite ones are the ones where DJs will take screenshots of like a Facebook community group. Like moms looking for DJs, like a mom's group or like a wedding group or something like that. And they're like, oh, I just need a teenager to play for 3 hours at my house for kids. My budget is $300. And the people posted that. And we're like, what do you guys think? Thoughts? That's the new thing. Thoughts? My thought is, why are you even comparing yourself to a teenager and or a $300 event? Why do you even care? Why is that even a part? Yo, bro, somebody's asking to only spend $300. Don't they know how much a DJ costs? Yeah, that's why they're posting on the mom forum, because they don't have a lot of money. They only want to spend this much. But DJs get offended. And I'm sitting here like, they didn't call you. They didn't ask for your brochure. And then when you send it to them, they're like, oh, I only want to pay $300. Okay. Now maybe you can get offended. Maybe. Or you can just say, yeah, I don't work for that amount. I'm sorry. But to take what somebody else in the world decided that this is what they're prepared to pay, and you just want to make fun of them. I'm a little done with it. I'm a little done with it. Do we all not start at a certain point, at a certain place? Were we born veteran DJs? Or did we have to start and take parties for free? I mean, it's literally the same thing as when she's like, I only want to pay $300. She could have just said, I don't want to pay anything. Because last time I checked, this whole I won't leave my house for $300, I see a lot of DJs at nightclubs and at bars. I see a lot of them. And I can guarantee you, most of them are not even making close to $300 to do that 2-3 hour set. But they're going to get on the socials and talk trash. Make it make sense. And Ernesto says, my price wouldn't be $300. You have to know how much you're worth. I don't even think it's about that. And yes, I agree. You do have to know what you're worth. But if you guys have little brothers or sisters, kids, whatever, and you go to the basketball court and, your kid's 5 years old, you're an adult. or an adult, hopefully. And you're playing and he's shooting, and you know how easy it is for you to just swat that ball out of his hands. Never let him score anything. But we do. And why do we do that? First, to give your child or your brother or your sister some confidence. You don't just want to beat them down all the time. And two, because we know, without even having to prove it, that we are more experienced, we are better. So if somebody wants that $300 DJ, let them have that $300 DJ. Let that kid or whomever go up there and flail and make bad transitions, but he's playing the right music, and that's all they asked for. I just need somebody to play music for my kids. So I want a teenager because a teenager would know what other kids like. And that's their mindset. That's their thought process. But us DJs got to get online and say, how dare they? I wouldn't leave my house for X amount of dollars. Here's a thought. Here's a thought. Okay. I said this a couple of weeks ago. You could always practice shutting the fuck up. You could always practice just letting things go. Just letting things go. I wouldn't take that party. Why am I even answering this? I don't care how much your minimum is. Because it's all perspective. If that lady asked for $300 and you come online and you say, bro, I wouldn't leave the house for under 500. There's another DJ out there that's like, I wouldn't leave the house for under 1,000. And there's another DJ out there that's like, I wouldn't leave the house for under 2,000. What do I mean by that? It's perspective. What you think is like the top, I wouldn't do this for that, which we all do. But that comment of belittling this person for their budget, there's DJs and there's professionals that are much bigger ballers than you, and their minimums are so much higher than yours. So for you to act like I wouldn't leave the house for under 500 or for under 800, okay, great. But that other DJ who won't leave the house for under 4,000 thinks you are the $300 DJ. So you're not any better. You're not any better. Aaron just said, scroll on. Scroll on. Do you know how many times I have done this? Delete. I have to discipline myself to not answer everybody. When I'm on Threads or Facebook and I see some dumbass political post, or I see some dumbass DJ post. Threads is notorious for the worst possible takes on the planet. However, it's interesting to me because the takes are bad, but the community in general is good. So it's always fun to read the comments of the community. And literally when I'm about to post something, I'm like, let me read the comments first and see if somebody else already said this. So I don't have to say anything because I don't even want to be on here. Even if a DJ is not playing at the club, he's not bringing the gear. Hey, there are nightclubs that I will do where I will make 300, and there are some that I will make 600, and there's some that I'll make 800. Okay? Still never bring my equipment. So I don't know if that matters as much in general. Because look, okay, let's talk about equipment real quick. Okay. So Lou is basing what he's talking about on hours worked. Okay. Not just the gig, but I will say this. If it's a $300 party for kids, I guarantee you're bringing some cheap ass small speakers. You're probably bringing some Everse. Okay. So like, not that I'm saying that you should do anything for $300 or that matters. I'm just saying that like your number is your number. And if you want to do it, go do it. But if it's beneath you, then it's beneath you. Then just don't even answer. Don't say anything. Don't try to educate people on what people should be spending. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm just going to be honest with you. $300, you're not going to find anybody that's really, really good. And they're like, I don't really care. I don't want good. I don't want good. I just want a DJ that plays music. I want something slightly better than Spotify. That's all I'm saying. You know? And again, everybody's level in life are different. For my son, okay? This is before he was DJing for me, but let's say he was back in high school and somebody said, hey, I'm going to give you $300 to DJ for 3 hours. I just need a couple of speakers. He'd go, hey dad, can I borrow your speakers? I would say, yes, you can, son. He would take those, he would set himself up and he would do that party and he would be happy with $300. Now, us veteran DJs are thinking more than just the happiness part. We're thinking about, well, it's $300. I got to load my equipment. I got to set it up. I got to break it down. Is my time worth more than this? I could be staying at home and enjoying taking a break because I have 12 other gigs over the next 4 days. Or I have bills to pay. If I'm going to work, it has to be X amount of dollars. Like there's so many things that are floating through our heads, okay, that justify why we charge what we charge. And none of it is because it's fun. None of it. It's just all perspectives. Now, again, I wouldn't take that party myself, but I wouldn't even entertain thinking about really taking that party. My time specifically is more valuable. I can do, instead of taking that $300 party, maybe I go to our website and I re-enhance our brochure to make it easier to understand, which makes people more comfortable, which makes people book more. I can get that $300 back. I can take 3 hours out of my day and do a site visit and I say 3 hours out of my day because legitimately living in Southern California, most of the venues are like in LA, Santa Monica, Culver City. I have 2 site visits next week and it's going to take me 3 hours, 1 hour to drive there, the hour meeting, and then an hour to drive home. That's 3 hours. Okay. But I'm going to turn around and potentially make 10,000. So everybody's time is different. Everybody's time is different. But if you work a day job through the week and DJing is your hobby, and somebody's like, hey, I got $300. You want to come DJ? I'll give you dinner. You can drink. Party's 5 minutes away from you. I just need a couple little speakers. To a lot of people, that's good stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We spend a lot of time. We spend a lot of time complaining. A lot of time complaining. I am Lou says, I have taken events for 500, especially if I have nothing on the books. It's still money. It's always money. You know, maybe there's a new DJ console that you want to buy. And somebody's like, hey, I got a $300 party for you. You're like 3 hours, $300 more. It goes to my new controller. I'm happy. Maybe instead of sitting, we can make $300 extra that we didn't have. Yeah. And look, and again, I'm not telling you how to value your time. All right. I don't want anybody to think that because everybody's time is different. Everybody's value of time is different. But I'm just saying, some people understand it's in certain businesses that if you just do a little more, you can make a little more money. You know, maybe for 3 hours, at 3 hours, I'll go through all my emails or go through all my leads and make sure that like I haven't missed any because I can, oh, there's one lead right here. Oh yeah, I was going to book you. I was just waiting for a call back. Okay. That's 3 to sky's the limit. You get what I'm saying? Lou says, problem is people think you're working for 4 hours, but the reality is you're working for 8 hours for a 4-hour event. Best rule, don't charge by the hour, charge by the event. Oh, well, okay. So yes, Lou, I agree with you 100%. And from a professional standpoint, that's exactly how I work. When somebody's like, hey, I need a DJ for 3 hours for this. I'm like, okay, it's $1,000 for that DJ. Oh, okay. But it's only 3 hours. It doesn't matter. What do you mean? Well, you see, the DJ has to be there for that time. And especially my favorites are the ones where you're like, so we have a band and we want a DJ to play in between the band. I say, okay, great. What's the time frame? Oh, it's from 6 to 11. Okay. So that's going to be $2,000. Wait, why? He's only playing for an hour, but he's required to be there the entire time, right? He can't leave. Can he leave? No, he can't leave. Okay. He's too far from his house, so he can't leave. Because what if the band is bad and then you want him to stay on, right? So now he's on call. So you have to pay the rate, even if for like he DJ'd the entire night. Money isn't based on effort. It's based upon the contract. So, anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I agree. It's your time is your gig. I mean, that's why a lot of people, and you guys can use this too, say up to. I say up to. It's up to a certain amount of time. So if it's 2 hours, or if it's 3.5 hours, or if it's 4 hours, it's the same cost. Now, I want to clear something up here. These are guidelines, okay? These aren't hard and fast rules. All right? Specifically, these are not hard and fast rules because I make adjustments all the time for clients. All right? They'll have the price and they'll be like, oh, that's a little too much. My budget's only this and I'm trying to do this and blah, blah, blah. Depending on the circumstance, I look at the date, whatever. Yeah, they might get it. They might get a discount. Other days, it's like, no, I don't think so. Or if I have too many parties and I'm squeezing that one in, yeah, I'm not gonna inconvenience the rest of my parties for you to pay a lower amount. You're gonna have to pay what everybody else pays. Because if I book this party and I know you didn't pay as much, you're not getting the same level as the people that paid as much or more. I know this is like bad for people to say, okay? But the reality is, the more people pay for your services, the more attention that client gets. I know people don't want to hear that, right? Well, I'm still a paying client. Yes, you are. You are a paying client, but this one paid a lot more than you did. So you don't get the same level as so-and-so. I could be saying something completely wrong or saying the quiet parts out loud, but the facts are the facts. And if somebody just paid me $25,000 to do their event and you paid me $2,000, you're still going to get a good quality of service, but don't compare yourself or put yourself on the same level as this person. It's just facts, you know? Or my favorites are the ones that, we don't have too many of these because people just kind of understand what it costs. But I love the people that are like, I can't afford this. Okay, is there any way you can work it out or whatever? And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I can take care of you. I take care of them, and they get a really good deal. Like maybe, they got the normal package, but then they got up lights and table spots and washers and all these things. So okay, we can cut this down a little bit. We can cut this down a little bit because I'm gonna make my money regardless. Or they get a ridiculous deal, and then they have the nerve to be demanding. You can't be demanding if I hook you up. That's a general rule. It's just not the way it works. You can't be demanding if I hook you up. Or if I give you a deal and, something. I don't want to get into too many details because just in case, people like to clip things. But I had an event maybe a couple of months ago. And it wasn't my event. It was, I'm a multi-op. So it was one of those. And we had something that was rented out. Okay. For their event. The service was done, but there was one little issue. Okay. One little issue about the service. Now, the client could have said something immediately, and then we could have rectified the issue. The vendor that we were using for that night could have said something to the client to get approval on said issue. Neither one of them did that. Okay. So then a couple of months later, the client's like, hey, so I had this little issue with this. Everything was great. The party was great, but this one little issue, and they didn't do this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, why didn't you just tell them? This is something that could have been fixed. So we were like, okay, well, we can fix it on our end and then, send you your stuff, send the stuff back. She says, okay, well, is there a way that I can get a discount, on my next event? And before she even asked it, I said, okay, we'll give you this much back for it, whatever. She's like, okay, and apply to my next event. I then look at her previous contract and I think there was a screw up. Okay. I think we put somebody else's deposit on this account because the numbers just didn't add up. But fine, let's just say they did. Let's say the client, when they booked, was like, this is all I can afford. Is there any way you can do this? Okay. And I said, sure. So I did that. And I look at her contract, and her contract is like $1,400 less than everybody else's. So now I'm like, okay, you have a choice. Either I'm going to give you the $500 credit, or because you're not getting this deal again. It's just interesting to me because it's always the ones that get the discounts. Always. It's never the ones that pay in full. It's never the ones that are like, give me everything. What else you got? You have anything else? What's the coolest stuff you have? Give that to me. Like that's the client I love. Last minute, I want an LED wall and I want this. Your contract just went up like $18,000. Okay. You're a good client. You're a really good client. Because don't get me wrong, every so often, I take parties just to keep my guys working, so they're not at home. And we don't take anything. We take like $100, like every so often. All our school events that we have a shit ton of school parties, and every school's budget is different, so we have to kind of approach it that way. So we give the schools a discount depending on their budget, and then we just give everything to the DJ and the MC. I don't have to make a profit on everything. I just don't want to lose money. And I know that they're going to go do this thing They're going to do a good job. And then the parents are going to book us for their kids' bar and bat mitzvahs. Or the kids are going to have so much fun, they're going to go back and tell their parents, this is what I want at my bar mitzvah. So let's come back around again. Okay? Let's come back around real quickly to the original start of this conversation. And that is, I need somebody that can work for $300. Not that's beneath me. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Let's just say you did that party. And they had some family friends that were there that were like, you're dope. I really like you. You know, are you available for my daughter's wedding? And on this date? Yes, I am. You know, this isn't a number. Oh, I wouldn't expect $300. Not at all. Just saying. I've done many a low tier or friend or whatever. And 9 times out of 10, there's always somebody that's like, hey, I have something going on. Lou says, can I give an absolute best way to close a deal? Get all their info, then put together 2 proposals and tell them which one they like better. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? They look at both proposals. They're like, can I get this on this proposal for this amount? You're like, no, that's why I gave you 2 proposals. Pick the one you want. We are big on, okay, this is our normal thing. And they're like, okay, well, I don't really have that much. Okay, well, let's take something away. But what do you mean? Well, if you don't have that much, you don't need that much. So let's take something away. You know, maybe we take a dancer away and we take the lighting off. There's a lot of ways, but anyway, we can talk about this till we're blue in the face. I mean, it's marketing. It is 100% marketing. And there are certain schools that we won't do because we know there's not a Jewish contingent at this school. And you want to pay how much? No, I don't think so. And specifically, I mean, we have a couple of schools. That is a huge Jewish population, you know, in around the Calabasas area. And we do those for low amounts, but we get bookings all the time from it. So that's worth it. We also have schools in LA that always try to book us. And I have to tell them a lot of times we're not available. First off, their budgets are trash. Okay. They're like, we need you for 4 hours from 2 to 6. And we're in the dead center of LA and we only want to pay $300 and we need an MC and a DJ and some, no, we can't do that. No, I don't think. And it's not because we don't want to. Okay. First off, I can't pay my guys because I have more than, it's not just me doing an event. All right. I'm sending out people. They won't take the job for under a certain threshold. So it has to meet a certain criteria. But LA has so many restrictions, so much legal hoops that you have to jump through. I need your COI. I need this. I need your workers' comp. I need this. I need this over here. Your COI needs to be, a $2 million, and I need one for your vehicle, and you're this and you're that, and you're like, I'm like, and then you fill it out. No, it needs to say this exactly, and then you fill it out. Oh, you need to add this extra page, this subjugation page. We are charging you $300. Absolutely not. We are not doing all this. You are not worth our time. So we started saying no to a lot of LA schools unless they pay a certain amount of money. The worst ones, because we always give deals to schools. Now, why do we give deals to schools? Because they have potential for us to get more bookings out of it. B, usually it's during the week. So it's an easy way. If it's during the week, DJs are like, I'm just sitting at home. I can take this one. Okay. But I got to be able to pay them. And the worst ones are the ones where they're like, we do their party on Thursday or Friday, Wednesday, 6 to 9. And then they turn around, they're like, hey, we're doing another one for the school, a grad party. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. So it's going to be on Saturday. And I said, okay, well, if it's on Saturday, you got to pay the Saturday rate. You got to pay what my bar mitzvahs and my weddings and my corporate events pay. It's the same kids and same people, but it's Saturday. My DJs and MCs and dancers and whomever else are expecting a lot more money on these days. Well, can't you just do it? No, I can't, and I won't. I had one lady call like 17 times. She was like, oh, can you do this party on Saturday? I said, I got to be honest with you. It's June 10th. We already have 9 events. Not only do I not want to take this party because you're not paying enough, because the DJs are going to be like, well, why is this person on this party making full rate and I got to go over here and make less? But you're not paying enough. This needs to be on a Thursday or a Friday. Some people don't understand it. They don't understand. And had the nerve to be like, well, I don't understand. Can't you just take it? No, I don't work for you. I don't have to take every gig that gets thrown out. Just like that $300 one that popped up on Facebook. I don't have to take that. I would give it more to my Uber driver who like takes the job and then is like, well, they're not really paying me that much. And you're angry about that. I would take that one over you knowing it ahead of time and still getting mad. Just don't take the party. Don't take the Uber. Just don't take it. And hopefully something else comes up. There's been many a day where I've been like, yeah, we're not available. And I'm just crossing my fingers that something is going to come up for that day because, it's notorious. We get last minute clients. I don't want to take a party. I don't want to take the last of my parties on some bullshit. That's just it. Sometimes the small paid events are the most fun than bigger events, even if the bigger event pays more, says Ernesto. I will say this as a person that basically works for the industry. When I say the industry, I'm talking about the entertainment industry. A lot of my clients are lawyers and actors and actresses and managers and music producers and agents, model agents, CAA, like all that stuff. Okay. And I will tell you this. I've done some of the biggest celebrity events. Of course, I don't post them because we have NDAs and most of the time you're not allowed to say anything. But I've done a shit ton of high-end celebrities. And I'm going to say 75% of them are just okay at best. 75%. There's so many rules and so many levels of just like dumbness for a lot of these high-end parties that you don't even have any fun. Okay. All right. Yes, Knox. I was just about to say that. It's not your responsibility. It's the venues. Yeah. I know. You just have to be smart about it, but you also have to be realistic about it. I just think DJs as a whole have really unrealistic expectations of what it is that they bring to the table. I have DJs that work for me, or maybe they're like overflow DJs, like when we were just really packed, or we had a mass amount of people call out and they're like, yeah, I'll do it, but I'll only do it for this amount. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, that's what you charge a regular person. Like if a client came to you and said, hey, I have a booking, will you do it for me? I think that's what you charge a regular person. You don't charge the guy that's giving you free parties that. You didn't find this party. You were at home. I found this party. Here's my rate for giving you the job. I won't work for under this much. I guess you're not working today then. I'll go to the next person. There are levels. There are levels to all of it. You know, I always tell people it's a balancing act. Okay, it's a balancing act, because you could say to a prospective client, this is my minimum in order to do this party. Okay, you can say that. And then that client will say yes or no. If you're out of their budget, they're going to say no. And then they're going to find somebody else. Now you're not working. Now, if we're splitting hairs and, you wanted 1,000 and they wanted to pay you $850 and you say no, I question your sanity. I really do. Or you just didn't want to work to begin with, like at all. Philip in the house, what's going on, buddy? But we have to be, there's all levels to this. All levels. Like I know what my minimum is. I know what I will take to do a party. And there's a lot of things that come into play. Distance, timing, relationship. Do I know these people? And they're like, hey, can you DJ my party? I only have $500. Cool. Are they randoms? Are there going to be people at this party that I know that I can make use of in the future? Like there's so many variables. So many variables. Anyway, I know that's got off on a tangent a little bit because we were talking about, Facebook groups and their ability to talk mad shit. But I think if you go back and you watch this whole show from beginning to end, it all ties together. This has probably been the most cohesive, if you're just going to listen to this as a podcast, that I've ever been. I'm just saying. We stayed on focus. Now, I do have a... when's my next call? The one? Now I have to check all the time for client. We have a lot of days that we just aren't available anymore. Like they're just completely booked out. And so now every time I talk to people and they're like, oh, I have a party. And I'm like, oh, when's your party? They're like, oh, it's in October. And I'm like, October what? They're like 27. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because if it's 26, I don't even know if I have space for you. I don't know. Hold on, let me just see real quick. And then we'll look at one more thing before I do have to go. Okay, good. February 20th, 27. See, and even right now, February 20th, 27, I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already have 5 on the books for February 27th. February 20th. And there's 6 more leads in here, plus hers. I don't like to book out so early because, you want to make sure you want to try to have space, and you also want to be able to, every time I say no to somebody, they're going to someone else. And I hate that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's going to come off wrong. So I need to clarify. I don't gatekeep parties. But there are only a couple of DJs that I will refer. I don't refer every DJ. Okay, that's just facts. Because there's some DJs I don't want getting my business. If they called me, they didn't want you. So I'm not going to refer them to that one, especially if they're like real competition. And it's not hard to do a search real quick on a Facebook chat, on an Instagram, in your friends group, and you'll get 3 or 4 DJ companies out there to do what we do. So I don't prefer referring people. I know that might be a bad thing. DJs need to help each other. I agree. But I have a very small and short list of DJs that I will refer. And you have to be reciprocating that work to me. You're not just going to take my overflow and you never give me anything. That's not a good relationship. When a client's like, hey, are you available? And I'm like, no. Who do you recommend? First off, that's to me, that's probably one of the silliest, I was going to use the D word, silliest questions you can ask a DJ company. Well, do you have anybody else you can recommend? No, I don't. I recommend us. That's probably more of a vent than anything else. And this is very true also. So you have to be able to trust that they're going to take care of it. Like whoever you recommend, if it's not your DJ company, needs to be at the level of your worst DJ in your company. If they don't meet that part, don't refer them. Don't recommend anybody else. Okay, Ernesto says, but what's your take on DJing free for family or close friends? Each one is different. It depends on the level. Okay. Well, okay. So let's say, for instance, it's springtime. We're getting close to summer, and they're like, "Hey, we're doing a backyard pool party. You think you can DJ the pool party for a couple hours?" Sure. But if it's like, "Hey, I have a wedding. You think you could DJ my wedding for free?" No. But what I will do is charge you. I have a family and friends discount fee, and it's impressive. Like, you're not paying for shit. Like I did. So all of my extended family, cousins, uncles, I've done events for. Okay. I've basically done all of their weddings except for one. And I was never going to do that wedding because he's an asshole. And every single one of them, I have done for basically cost. Whatever you want, we'll bring it all in. You just got to pay $1,000. Whatever you want. You want uplights around the room. You need a projector screen for montage. You know, DJ and MC. You just need to pay $1,000. That way, I can pay for my van rental and I can give the crew their money. I'm not taking a dime off of it. Like, that's it. That's it. You know, and everybody's different. But if they're your family, then they're your family. You don't charge your family. That's just my opinion. My son is like a tapping professional. Like, he's a prodigy. And he choreographed one of my daughter's tap solos for her dance competition. And he cleans, which means every time she does competition, you know, the judges have notes. He'll read the notes and then he'll clean up her previous one, even if it was done by somebody else. We don't pay him for that. We don't pay him for that. Why? Because he's family. You're not supposed to charge your family. Now, I say this knowing that one time in my life, I charged my family. And I'll tell you why. You probably shouldn't charge your family. Okay. So, my older brother, we don't have a great relationship. Okay? Like, we don't talk. We don't talk because he's always been known to be a leech. Okay? That's what he does. He preys on people, preys on weak. He's never really been a good person in my mind. Anyway, so over time, I've always done stuff, graphics and Photoshop and all this stuff and websites and everything. And he's like, I want you to do this for my new company. Now, I'd done several things before in the past. I'm like, look, man, I can't do it anymore because I don't have the time. So if you're going to make me do something, you're going to have to pay me something for my time because I'm literally like passing up on things. So if you don't mind. And he's like, yeah, I get it. So one day he starts a new business and he says, all right, I just started a new business. This is what I need. I need you to create a whole, advertising brochure and the website and all this stuff. And it's going to be this high-end thing. Trust me, bro. This is the real deal. I'm going to pay you. I want you to charge me like you charge any other person. And I said, I don't have to do that. Bye-bye. He's like, no. You've done enough for me over the years. I want you to charge me like you charge any other person. Like, okay. I do the work. I give him his fee. And even then, it's cheaper than what I would charge other people. But I'm like, whatever. Give him his fee. Okay, gotcha. I will pay you. That was like 20 years ago. And he's done this to multiple people. So I'm just, I think if you do any work for family and friends, you have to go into it knowing that you're going to do it for free. Not expecting any money in return, just being a good person and taking care of them. Because the moment you introduce money, and it wasn't the money that broke our relationship, it was the relationship that broke well before the money. Okay. But that was like the last straw. And what he does to my mom is a whole different animal too. So we don't talk anymore. But so if you're going to help your people, your family, your friends, whomever, go into it thinking you're going to do it for free. And then if they pay you or if they take care of you for whatever it is, be happy. Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, I know I saw Drew said, I don't like doing business with family and friends for dollars. Dollars get in the way when it's free, you can just walk away. And this is the truth. So just, if they ask you and you can do it, just do it. Or don't do it. But anytime you start negotiating and doing all this stuff, you're just asking for broken relationships. That's it. Same way. It's the same thing when you like have people in your family that work for you. Same thing. And you're like short. Oh, you reprimand them. And they're like, hey, I don't like the way you're talking to me right now. Blah, blah. You're like, dude, we're on a job. I just need you to do the work. I don't want to have any back talk. I just want you to do the work. Now they got attitudes. You get home, they got attitudes. And you're like, I don't know how else to make you understand this. When we are working, we are not family. So if you want to work for me, then you got to do what I need you to do. I've even said this to my wife who works for me. She does photo booths on occasion. I've even said it to my wife. Like, hey, you don't have to work. You don't have to do this job. I'll give it to somebody else. If you're going to give me attitude, I'll give it to somebody else. It's your call. Don't stress me out on my own party. I got enough stress to deal with. I don't want to think about your stress too. And if I put somebody else in there, they wouldn't stress me out. So, Anyway, see, now that part segued off. Elevated in the house. Thanks for your guidance and great content. Great tip for the audience and key changes to research each song. Question for jog feel, scratching SRT or Rain 1? It's going to be the Rain 1, and it would be the MK2. I would not recommend anybody get the MK1. Showcase. That's fine. Charge your cousins. Like I said, I charged all my cousins. And yeah, if you don't have a relationship with this cousin, you absolutely need to charge them appropriately. If you don't have a relationship, you might have come in after I was talking about everything. Okay. Let's see what time is it. 1:02. I'm going to do 2 more minutes so we can talk about one thing. Hold on. Just one thing. I just want to bring it up because, yesterday there was a big deal made. Chauvet went on a full-on YouTube thing to release their new products. And they came out with a new gig bar. This monstrosity. I'm confused. Because, well, I thought that we all agreed and we told them we don't want your derbies. I thought we all agreed from that. I thought we all said we only want washes and movers. I thought that's what we agreed upon. I don't understand what we're doing here. I honestly, and this is not even me joking. I truly don't understand what we're doing here. Now, I know what they're saying. They're saying, well, it's not the Gig Bar Move update. It's the Gig Bar 3 update based upon the Gig Bar 2. We didn't like the derbies on the 2. We didn't like the derbies on the 1. Why do you keep putting derbies on these things? I would have rather had 4 washes than 2 derbies and 2 washes. Not to mention the light bar. God. Aren't we done? Aren't we done? I don't understand. I don't understand. And, I mean, look at this. This whole setting is just silly to me. Okay. So look, the Gig Bar 2 is not even on here because it's discontinued. But we have the Gig Bar 3, which is the new one. We got the bridge. We have the Move ILS, and then we have the Move Plus ILS. There's too many variations to this. There's too many. We need a Gig Bar that's just washes. We need a Gig Bar Move Plus ILS. This is the same shit. Only difference is it's a different laser up top. And I do like these. I do like the bridge. And this This is basically this, just a worse version of it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Don't tell me that I'm going to piss somebody off, so I won't say that. I won't say that. It's just not what I think is gonna sell. I personally would not invest in that. The best thing they make right now, honestly, the best thing is the bridge. Give me two of these and I'm good. Oh, and another thing. It's not even going to show it on here. But the Command ILS is, they keep making new products that exceed the functionality of the Command ILS. Every time they introduce a new product, I got to do 15 buttons to activate said product instead of just making a new Command ILS. Because it was kind of dead on arrival. I don't know what's going on. The thing, you can swap those for pars for $90 each. Well, Stevie, yeah. Or you can just make what we ask for. Just make what everybody's been asking for. That's it. Give us that. Check 1, 2 in the house. I have a call to get on. Now he wants to be on. Texting me like, make sure that he's not asleep. Come on. He finally realized I have a show on Thursdays. I've only had this show for years. So make what we're asking for. Don't give us this bullshit. And the last thing I will say, and I do have to go, but the thing that bothers me the most is on the Command ILS. Now, the Command ILS is very dumb. It's very dumb. It's dumb because, okay, so I had trusses with ILS fixtures in them. There's washes, there's some swarm effects, and there is a small little laser, but we have the ILS movers on top. Okay? Guess what I learned last weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend before. I brought those and I'm running the lights. The washes are the ILS washes, not the ones that are built into them, but the ones you can buy, are excessively bright. Okay. They look great. They have great colors, the RGB, W, U, and A. They have all of the colors. So they can do some really good colors, hot pinks and all that stuff. I have a problem. They're really bright. But guess what you can't do on the Command ILS? You can't just drop the brightness of the pars. It's all or nothing. All or nothing. The problem is the movers, which are essentially the bridge movers, even on the spot free, I forget what it's called, spot free 40 or spot free 80. They're essentially the same movers, just in a separate fashion. They're not bright enough unless you run. Okay, see, this is what I'm saying, JTech. So JTech says a firmware update might be able to fix the dimming. It won't, because what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, here's how you dim it. You got to go into this section and then go into this section and then drop down the number over here. It's going to be too much. That's the problem. The firmware, they've been updating. The firmware has been adding in new features, and it's not designed to do this much stuff. They need a new Command ILS. They need a new Command ILS. The dimmers, they need a new Command ILS with dimmers on all of the channels. So, on the ILS, you have pars, movers, laser, derby, think those 4, right? Every one of those needs to have its own fader. Every one of them. Or at least they'll probably put a little field in there. So when you click on the par, you have to do like a hold the par and then rotate the jog to dim it out. Something dumb like that. There's only so much you can do. Oh, and there's another thing. I have to freeze one of the movers when I use the follow spot feature because the other moving head keeps moving like crazy too. It's just, you know what you should have done, JTech? Oh, you're talking about on the gig bar. Cause I was saying you don't have to update, one of the movers. That way you only have one that works. All right, y'all. Yes, exactly. It needs a lot of stuff. It's great to just turn on and then turn off certain features. But the moment you need to do anything specific, go with the WMX. Go with the sound switch. Honestly, that's the only way that you're going to get what you want out of it. All right. I do got to run, guys, but I will see you guys next Thursday. It's going to be spring break. So hopefully we can, I don't think I'm doing anything, but you never know. I have family. I got to roll with what the family wants. So, it's going to be spring break. I think my partner's going out of town. Didn't even tell me that. Just on the calendar. I'm like, who's this for? Is this for me? Do I get to go somewhere? Anyway. All right, y'all. I got to run. Have great parties this weekend. And we'll see you guys next Thursday. Peace out.